Alrighty, guys. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D Remake. For this Let's Play, I will only be covering Dragon Quest 1. Dragon Quest 2 will be its own Let's Play, so let's go ahead and just hop right into it. Going to venture forth. And we're going to choose to hop into Dragon Quest 1. This is technically a sequel to Dragon Quest 3, so if you have not played it, there won't be too many spoilers, but this does take place in the same world. So, thanks to the heroic efforts of the legendary Erdrick, the Lord of the Underworld was defeated and peace restored to the land of Alefgard. Yet, this peace was not to last, as the diabolical Dragonlord rose up and unleashed horde upon horde of monsters on the realm once more. Now it falls to you, Erdrick's descendant, to lay the fiend low and rescue the world from its plight. Let's hop into it. Create a new adventure log. And we are going to go with the name Tales, because I don't think it'll let you be Erdrick, since it typically will restrict to that name. There we go, since it's a title, not a name. And let's proceed. We're going to be speaking in English and display the location of your current objective on the map. Yep. And a difficulty mode. This is a little bit new to the Dragon Quest series. I think it was introduced in Dragon Quest 3 HD Remake. Basically, there's just different difficulties. We'll be playing almost all of it on Dragon Quest mode. I think we might actually be able to play all of it on Dragon Quest mode. The one exception I do make to these games is that if we're ever grinding for XP and I won't be showing it on camera, then I'll swap over to Dragon Quest just to make it a little bit easier, since we're just going to be spamming the A button. However, for everything you're going to be seeing, we are going to be playing on Dragon Quest difficulty. You can change them at any time, but let's go ahead and hop in. There is auto-saving in this game. Many, many good things added to this game.
Hear me, hero. Can you hear me? A great darkness threatens this world. Left unchecked, it will swallow it entirely. It may already be too late. Nevertheless, perhaps you, Scion of Erdrick, might prevail. Please, you must make for Tantacha. You must do all that you can. The fate of the world rests with you.
Glad she pronounced that, because I was definitely going to call it Tantagel, but it's Tantagel. And so awakens our hero, the very first hero in Dragon Quest. This is from the first game. Didn't know if we were able to walk there. I think we'll start in the town. Canst thou speak? Or canst thou stand? Speak to me. Tis not. I can yet fight. But we find ourselves surrounded, Captain. All is surely lost. We cannot permit it to be. For should we fall, who shall remain to keep the fiends from our kith and kin? Who? Thou art here to aid us. We are in thy debt, stranger. Hadst thou not come to our aid, we might well have perished. Indeed, to best a whole host of monsters single-handedly is the work of no ordinary warrior. If I might ask, what bringeth thee to the forest alone, stranger? Journeyest thou somewhere? Zounds, thou art of the line of mighty Erdrick? The hero of legend? Hence thy prowess with a blade. And a voice heard in a dream did truly tell thee to make for Tantagel? Nonsense. Such talk is the stuff of fairy tales. Hold thy tongue. Thou addressed our deliverer. Stranger, we are guardsmen of the king of this very realm. Allow us to escort thee hence. 'Tis the very least we can do. You got it, even though I'm clearly capable of holding my own. Behold, yonder lieth fair Tantagel. And beyond it, that accursed isle, upon which standeth the dwelling place of that foul demon who did appear as if from nowhere to lead the fiends towards us. The Dragonlord. Welcome to the city of Tantagel, our first city in this game. This game is a much smaller game compared to other Dragon Quest games, only a fraction of the size, so it will be a pretty quick Let's Play. We shall go ahead and inform the king of thy coming. His esteemed lord, his esteemed majesty, Lorik the 16th, will surely grant an audience to one such as thee. Truly, Captain, we have only this man's word that he is indeed a scion of the legendary hero. The veracity of that claim is neither here nor there. That we were delivered from marauding fiends by his courage and strength of arms is enough. Tantagel, no, our entire world hath need of such warriors as he. Ah, but forgive me, stranger. I have not yet asked of thee name. To whom shall I inform his majesty that we owe our lives? My name's Tails. Not quite free to wander around just yet.
Well met, traveler. It seemeth thou art a warrior of great skill. We have long awaited the coming of one such as thee. The captain did relate to me the tale of how thou didst best a whole horde of fiends single-handedly, and did thereby deliver he and his comrades from peril. And not only this, but thou art of the bloodline of mighty Erdrick. Is this true?
Then thou knowest, of course, the legend of thine ancestors' deeds.
I do, but if you don't, go play Dragon Quest III, because it is way too much to explain. He's basically just the hero of Dragon Quest III.
But of course thou dost. Even babes in arms know the tale by heart. In days of yore, thy revered ancestor did receive of the almighty goddess the sphere of light, and by its power was our world rid of the monstrous menace that beset it. Yet the tales make no mention of any of the hero's bloodline having survived to the present day. Thou truly believest it to be so? That thou art of the line of Erdrick?
According to the lore of this game, I am.
Praise be! These are glad tidings indeed. But possessest thou proof, perhaps, of this claim? Or are we to believe it based solely on a voice heard in a dream? Thou plainly wearest thy heart on thy sleeve, young man. 'Tis an endearing trait indeed. Mine own line is one intimately entwined with that of the hero of legend. And according to the tales passed down among us, the hero who laid low the lord of the underworld was also guided by a voice heard in dreams.
Majesty, please. It will not do to share the secrets of the royal line so freely.
Calm thyself. Though we lack for proof, I would place my faith in this youngster nonetheless. Better that than lose all hope for the salvation of our benighted realm.
Yes, Majesty.
Now, young hero, thou too wouldst know the truth of thy bloodline, wouldst thou not? Then hie thee to the cave that doth bear thine ancestors' title, and to the Shrine of Rain. Return to me with what thou findest there. This shall be thy reward for aiding my guardsmen. Go forth, brave hero, and may the goddess guide thee.
Thanks for the money and some useful items. What exactly are those useful items? I got no idea. Mayhap a sword. And we are now free to explore. You can press Y to open the main menu. Press Start to cast your mind back. Essentially, you can recall cutscenes that you've already viewed by pressing the Start button. You'll record it. And then right here in Recall, you can actually re-watch some of those cutscenes. This is your menu. It's very simple. You have your items here, including your character's items. I really like that symbol next to them. Your item bag, equipment bag, and important items. Unfortunately, in this game, there will only be Tails here, as this is a one-player, one-party member game. If you have any spells you might have learned, the equipment, this is just a quick way to change your equipment. Really good addition to this game that was not in previous games, as well as any abilities that you have. And then your misc has a ton of things, such as heal all, handy heal all, status, tactics, which will change if you want to follow orders or fight wisely or show no mercy, that kind of stuff. You have your item tactics, which is basically, I think this is also new to this game, it will choose what items they can use in battle. You have your traveler's tips, which is just advice. Shortcut commands, which is really good. Essentially, you can assign things to different buttons and then hold the bumper, and you can get different things to quickly use, such as heal spells. You have your info, which is things like your defeated monsters, items, equipment, spells, and abilities. Your system settings, which are things like your battle. I'd recommend you go as fast as you can on battle speeds. It just makes it much quicker. I also like to do remember actions. And then I like to do remember commands or suggested actions. I guess that's fine. Yeah, I think this is probably a good setup right there. If your display settings, this is just very simple stuff here. I like to keep my game on performance. If your audio, helpful items such as the quest help text, objective markers, treasure chest locations, which, yes, we can just go ahead and display right off the bat, as well as secret spots. We can just go ahead and display those right off the bat. If you don't wish to do it, don't have it on. I just think it makes this a little bit easier. In addition to this game that was on the third game, is your difficulty is actually not tied to invincibility. However, if you want to go to Draki Quest, then you can choose to have invincibility on or off. I'm going to keep it off. As well as your recover HP/MP on leveling up to make it more like the original or more like the remake games. If you're running, which I'm going to go ahead and do a toggle. Text display speed, we're going to go ultra fast on that. We'll do normal since I'm reading it, actually. I typically like to do ultra fast. And then alter confirm button, you can basically swap between A and B, but I like to keep it as default. Sub adventuring just takes you to the title screen, and return to title screen takes you to the title screen. Oh, this is without creating a quick save slot. This is with creating a quick save slot. So, now it's time to start talking about the game. So, in every town and throughout the world, there are different secret spots you can find. I will be trying to get all those secret spots. So first, we're going to go past that staircase and head outside here. We're going to check the northwestern corner for this pot. Most pots and barrels have something in it. And then we're going to go to the northeast side. Up this staircase. And all the way up here. There should be some barrels up here. for a seed of magic and a medicinal herb. Then we're going to go ahead and return to the throne room. Something you'll see with this game is because there's so much walking around and exploring, if we're revisiting places we will already be, I'll just go ahead and cut to where that is. But while we're just exploring this first town, everything will be the same. Again, this is a game where it's just a lot of repetitiveness, going to the same places over and over again, so I want to make it as smooth as possible. So we're going to go down this staircase. We're going to go south to this fountain. You can also see on the map there, you can press X to open it up. All those locks are doors that we can't quite open yet. We will come back and open them later. From here, I believe we'll just go down to this side where this mage is, and I believe down here we can find 8 gold coins and a chimera wing. And then up here behind this mage, we can find that was 17 gold coins. Clicked too fast through there. And down here in the bathtub, I believe it's right here, we can actually get a pair of boxer shorts, which is better for our current character. I usually will just hold off on equipping new things until we get to the end of the town. But yep, it is technically an upgrade. So now we're going to go back up here and head west this time from the fountain. And then from here, we're going to go north this way. Actually going to turn around, because I forgot about these items down here. It should be... There's a barrel right here for a seed of agility. And a pot right here for a vial of holy water. Because it's a one-party member game, I highly recommend you pick up every item you can, because your character is going to be the only one that can do anything. We're going to go ahead and go up these steps now. That's why I decided to go ahead and go south first. You're going to see we have a couple of rooms here. 2 of them are locked, however. So we're going to go down here and grab this oaken club from this barrel. Over here to the east, we can grab a seed of defense from that pot. And then because, again, we can't get through these doors yet because we don't have the proper key, in case you're curious, you can interact with it. It'll just say locked. The locks actually won't disappear until you open the door, but you can just interact with it to see what you're missing. Then we're going to go through here and go up inside this pathway. And then we will come to the right here, and inside here should be a little barrel for us with a chimera wing. Then we're going to make our way south, but we want to look out for some pots on our left for a antidotal herb and a seed of luck. We're going to go all the way south until we reach some stairs. Bottom of the stairs, there will be another barrel for us, so we'll go ahead and go in here. Also, if you recognize this, I believe Tanty Gel was... let me rephrase that. This is the same area as the second half of the third game, so all of these areas are places we went to in the third game. So, yeah, that's just... wanted to point that out because this does look very familiar. So now we're just going to go back and return inside the castle. While we're doing this, I do quickly want to mention, I played the third game about a month ago for the very first time, and between that and this game, I've gone back through and played every Dragon Quest game I have not played. So at this point, I've played 3, 4, 5, and 6. I've played 8, 9, and 11. I do plan on playing 10 at some point, and then I'm going to play 1 and 2 Remake, and then we will check out the 7th game, or at least I will check out the 7th game. We'll see if we get to do a Let's Play on it whenever the 7th game Remake comes out. So, now we're just going to go ahead and leave the castle. That's all the loot we can get in the castle for now. So we'll go ahead. I still have sprint on. Yeah, sometimes I double check because it seems like we're moving slow, but we're moving quicker than we would be otherwise. And it teaches us about running. We have already been doing that. We'll go ahead and go south past this bridge. And then we're just going to keep going south. Okay, this is like the first town that you go to in this world in the third game. I think we will go ahead and go inside the house first. Oh, didn't mean to walk back out. We can go ahead and check this pouch here for a rabbit tail. And then over here, I believe we can check is it, this pot right here for a seed of strength. And then we're going to go all the way south and talk to... I don't think there's anything in this... Oh, no, 53 gold. And then we'll go ahead and talk to this man. Hast thou espied the great fortress shrouded in the mist or yonder? That is the Demon King's Fortress or Demon Lord's Castle, which I believe was also the final dungeon of the third game as well, which is super fun. 'Tis the lair of the Dragonlord himself. Oh, I tremble merely to look upon it. It is the Demon King's castle from the third game, but it is the Dragonlord's castle from this game. So we're going to go back to the fork up here now. And then we're going to go west, and we should see another barrel right here with 16 coins. And then we'll just talk about some of the things you can do in towns, such as the church here. We can go ahead and head on inside. And at churches, you can basically save your game. So if we go talk to the priest, we can save. We can divine, which I think is... I never used divination. What is this one again? Oh, it's telling you how much level experience you need to get to the next level. And then you also have purification, which is to get rid of things like poison. And then you have benediction, which I believe gets rid of curses, I want to say. There's also resurrection if a character dies, but because you're a one-man party in this game, if you die, it's a game over, so don't die. We'll go ahead and continue. And then we're going to go south now. We're going to go left and then south to this inn here. But before we enter the inn, there's actually these barrels here. One of them has a medicinal herb. I don't think the other one has anything, or do they both have medicinal herbs? No, that one had 49 gold coins. And then we'll go ahead and cross this bridge. And this is the item shop. So shops sell different kinds of things, as well as equipment that you can change. So if you ever want to buy any items, you can pick them up here. I went ahead and walked into the item shop on accident. I don't think I want to buy anything right now. We actually, I think, want to talk to this lady. Teehee, why no, silly man, I am not the Princess Gwaelin. Though if thou wishes me to accompany thee, I shall, for thou art fair indeed. So we do get a companion. I don't think we can't give her anything, but she is a companion. So she'll follow us for a second. This is going to be used her an achievement, actually. Go ahead and grab this antidotal herb. And then we'll go inside the inn. Right over here. And this is how you heal. This chest right here is if you have save data from the third game. I do, so we'll go ahead and open it up. We get the Trouble-Free Travel Kit. I believe this is from pre-ordering the game. The Marvelous Makeover Kit, which is from playing the third game and having a save file. Go ahead and pick up our Trouble-Free Travel Kit. Just makes the beginning of the game a little bit easier. And our Marvelous Makeover Kit, why not? Perfect. Now, if we want to, we can actually go equip some of that stuff. So the Oaken Club is worse, but I believe this dog suit is like really good. However, it makes us look like a dog. We're going to be running it anyways. We can go ahead and get the Elevating Shoes, which is going to increase our luck and gives us experience with every step we take. Really good for early game. And the Rabbit Tail increases our luck even more. Now, something we're going to go ahead and do. This is a bank. If you ever want to store your gold, you can store it in here. If you ever die, you lose part of your gold. But if we actually go ahead and rest because we have a companion, we'll go ahead and rest real quick, even though we don't need to. We will actually get an achievement. So you get an achievement for resting with a party member, but because there's not party members in this game, the only way to do it is to actually have her as a companion right now, which is pretty neat. Then we'll go ahead and go up to this equipment shop, and I believe right down here at this gravestone is a Seed of Life. I don't think there's anything we really want to do. You could go ahead and buy some stuff like the Iron Lance and the Divine Dagger. They're both upgrades, but they're just not worth it. So we're actually going to hold off on purchasing anything for now. And so, it's about time we leave, don't you think? But first, let's talk about our items. So, we have things called seeds. Seed of Magic, Agility, Defense, Luck, Strength, and Life. We'll go ahead and resort that. Essentially, what these do is they will permanently increase these stats on your character. In every other Dragon Quest game, you have to choose what character you want to give it to. But because it's a party of one, all we have to do is start spamming these on our main character here, because there is only one person to use them on. So we're just going to go ahead and quickly spam this. You can see our strength went from 20 up to 29. Our defense or resilience will go up from 12 to 20. Agility from 15. I think this will probably be around 20 as well. 21. Seed of Luck up to 26. Seed of Life, which is your HP, up to maybe 55. Now 54, very close. And then Seed of Magic will increase our MP by a little bit. We'll go ahead and do that as well. And there we go. I don't think it actually heals us, but we do get an increase to those stats. And so now it's time to go ahead and leave Tantagel to explore the world map. And here we go. If you ever get lost, press X. You can get Traveler's Tips. So yeah, you can view the entire world here. You do get an achievement for exploring the world. If you want to zoom out, you can see the entire map. This is the exact same map that was in Dragon Quest III. For the most part, I think a couple things have changed, like the layouts of some of these areas. But yeah, this is the world we will be exploring in this game. It's actually a lot quicker than you might think. And so our destination is up there to the northwest, so we're just going to follow this dirt road as far as we can go. You'll see that blue sparkle all the way up there. Those are, I don't think these are secret spots, I think these are just sparkles. And we're in our fight. So, if you've played Dragon Quest, you know the basics of combat. It works pretty much the same as always. You can do tactics, that way you do not have to choose options yourself. We'll end up utilizing this a little bit later. I like to do fight wisely for most of them. And then you can also view enemy details here. You cannot view HP totals in Dragon Quest games. You can just kind of view their color of their name to know how much damage they've taken. You can attack, use abilities, use spells, use items, defend, which decreases the damage you take, or change your equipment. We have a couple items already. This is a strike that can deal heavy damage to beast family monsters, but it uses MP. So we're just going to go ahead and go for an attack. These are regular slimes. You can see we're going to be one-shotting these guys. We're not too worried about it. We probably are honestly going to immediately turn it to the regular, or letting him fight on his own. I won't be showing many combats in this game because most of them are going to be the same. I'll just show when we level up, especially out here in the world map. I won't show a lot of combats because most of them are the same against the exact same enemies over and over and over again. Right up here, we can get our first Sparkle, which has plain clothes, an oaken club, and 18 gold. We're going to go ahead and go directly north up to that wooden sign, where we can see another Sparkle. This time we have some she slime. We're going to go ahead and choose a fight wisely, because again, this just makes it so that he automatically attacks for us. This is one of the first times in games we can actually make our main character use tactics, because in a lot of the later games, or a lot of the earlier games, your main character you have to control no matter what. There's another level up for us. We're going to be getting a lot of early level ups due to the elevating shoes giving us XP every time we step. We also learned the heal spell there. Your main character is the only character in this game, so all of these spells your character will learn. We have another new enemy here. This is the Prestidigitator. Looks really cool in this game, actually. When you see that yellow number, that's a crit. It's based off your luck stat, so having a huge luck stat on our character early on is pretty good. Right up here is our next Sparkle. I'll be showing off all the Sparkles as well. There's a Chimera Wing and 7 gold coins, as well as Wayfarer's Clothes. Fortunately, not going to be as good because... well, there goes a ghost. Because we have the dog suit on right now. We reached level 4. We learned the spell Sizz, which is a fire spell that hits a single target. And I believe we want to go, so if you see those little white dots that right there, those little white circles, and that's because we have show secret spots turned on right now. So we're actually going to just run over there to reach our very first secret spot in this game. Again, I'll be showing off all of these as well as many of these Sparkles as I can. We're going to start one-shotting all these enemies as well, which is nice. And let's just make it over here to the secret spot. Want to say, usually it's like, I think it's this tree right here. Yep, or this little rock. So they're basically secret spots waiting for you to uncover. Typically they have NPCs in them, or barrels, pots, and chests. Basically just a bunch of loot that you can get. So we can find a barrel right over here with a Seed of Strength. A barrel over here with a medicinal herb, I believe. And should be right up here. All these, there's only like 10... Oh, no, that was a person. There's only like 10 different variations of secret spots. So most of them are the exact same layout. It's just a matter of which one you get. There should be one right around here somewhere. Here it is, right over here on the left side. Just walked right past it. There we go. 122 coins. So that's it for all the secrets leading up to Erdrick's Hollow. So now we're just going to head to our objective right up here to the northwest to be in our very first dungeon. Hello, bees and drakies. You saw we cast Sizz there. We reached level 5. Most of the time you want to avoid any of the forests because the paths actually, I think, have less encounters for you. But because we have to cross through it, we're just going to keep moving here. Once we start getting in dungeons, I'll probably take control again since we don't want to waste too much of our MP because we usually want to save it for the boss. And without the zoom spell, it's going to be hard to get to and from locations. But we can deal with this group of Shisam. We'll probably yep Sizz here. Did he say seas? It has never been seas. And here we go. Our first dungeon. Again, there are a bunch of secrets to find in here. Staying on top of statuses. Yeah. Accessing items. We've already gone through that. So I will be showing off every single one of the locations here for all the treasures. Oh. Group of adventurers. At last we arrived at Erdrick's Hollow. It was no easy feat to reach it. Our wayward journey will be a little easier, I fear. The hero's grave lieth in the cavern's deepest reaches, or so the legends tell. Just forget this folly and return homeward. We barely made it thus far in one piece. Do we really have to dive headlong into further danger? Come, friends, now's not the time to lose heart. Together there is no hardship we might not overcome. Aye, gird up thy loins. Here's where our adventure truly begins. Thou art a warrior, it seemeth. Seekest thou too the grave of the hero of legend? Yep. Just as I thought. When once again the fiends appear, to hero's tomb retire. Therein the hero's power for thine own self to acquire. Thou wert led here by the old adage, wert thou not? As were we. Which maketh us rivals. This being so, allow me to prefer a piece of advice. Look out behind thee. It was a prank, they're gonna run. Quickly, we must not allow him to reach the grave before us. Must we really resort to such underhanded means? How else is our esteemed rival to learn that a true hero must learn to see through such simple ruses? Come! Thanks for that. So, these are special scrolls, enchanted parchments adorned with wisdom that allows their readers to learn new spells and abilities. However, reader, be warned. One can read only once before they crumble into dust. That'll matter here in a second. First, we're going to head up north here, and up here will actually be one of the only secrets that we can't view. There's going to be a barrel here with a 56 coins. I also recognize this dungeon. This is really cool. Having played the third game only a month ago, so many things are fresh on my mind that, like, as soon as we reach these locations, I'm like, I remember going through here in the third game. We reach level 6. We learned Snooze and Flame Slash. Go ahead and grab this chest for a leather shield. Is that better than my current shield? No, I already have a leather shield. It's stuff to sell. We'll go ahead and go to the left and then down here for this chest, which will have a... it's going to be the scroll that it just taught us about. The She-Slums are defeated. So there is the Sandstorm Scroll. So if we go ahead and use our Sandstorm Scroll, we can go ahead and learn it. So our hero has learned the Sandstorm ability. Again, this is a one-party member game, so just have your character learn it. I believe there's also scrolls in the second game where it matters a little bit more. You can see here, now we have Sandstorm, conjures a Sandstorm, which reduces an enemy group's accuracy. Final thing we're going to do is run down south here, and there will be a treasure chest right here with the Divine Dagger. That's why we didn't purchase anything back in the store. Just gives us a 1 damage higher like damage, but it's especially effective against the undead. So if we're ever fighting undead, it'll be a little bit stronger. Ooh, this is a Lamlick. I've never seen this enemy. I don't think there's any undead here. I don't know when we're going to find them. They usually appear at nighttime or in, like, crypts. So I don't think this counts as a crypt. Finally, we'll go ahead and come over here. Pick up this chest for a dragon scale. That is an equipment that I'll actually probably swap the rabbit tail out for. Increases your defense, but it'll lower your luck because we lose the dragon scale. And we'll go ahead and head south down the next set of stairs here. Not enough to level up, unfortunately. And we'll go down to the second floor. And we're actually going to get our first mini medal here. If you've played literally any Dragon Quest game, you know what mini medals are. They're little collectible medals that you get throughout playing the game. You can find them either on the ground, in chests, in pots, in wardrobes. They're basically just hidden little coins that when you cash them in, you get some pretty good rewards for. Also, if you didn't pre-order it and don't have the deluxe edition, don't have these elevated shoes, don't worry. It's just going to make you grind a little bit more in the early game. Elevated shoes are typically found around mid-game. You can get yourself your own pair, so it's not like it's a pre-order exclusive item. You just get it earlier than intended if you pre-ordered the game. So right here in this chest will be our very first mini medal. I believe there are 42 in this game. Again, much lower just because, I want to go back here. I want to get these pots. I saw them as I was walking up and was like, oh, I don't need them. But there's a lot more in later games. Like there was 120, I think, in Dragon Quest. Honestly, Dragon Quest 3, I think, got 120. But there's like over 120 in Dragon Quest 8. There's a ton. I think there's almost 200 in Dragon Quest 11. Much smaller number here, though. Go ahead and grab this one for a Chimera Wing. And with that, we can go ahead and head to the end of the dungeon right up here. And we should get a little cutscene here. Don't know how we beat these guys here. They were way quicker than us. It's an ancient-looking gravestone. The inscription is faint, but Tails can just make it out. I am Erdrick. Heed me well, bearer of my blood, heir to my destiny. If you would reach the island, the evil island visible from Tantagel's shore, you'll require the 3 sacred artifacts. My Erdrick was actually a girl, so gather them, and you may yet cross to that accursed isle and destroy the source of evil, as I too did so long ago. For my passing, I entrusted the 3 objects to 3 great sages. If the fates have been kind, their descendants guard them still. Was the person talking to me at the beginning my Erdrick? When evil rules the ill-starred isle once more, gather the hollowed triad and trade a blow for the cause of light. No doubt those of the line of sages await you somewhere in this world. Seek them out. The journey before you is a perilous one indeed. To that end, let me impart to you my greatest secret. Halt! Thou shalt not claim the hero's power. 'Twill be ours and no others. At last, we have found it. Mighty Erdrick's grave, and on it his very own words. Let us see. Oh, okay, so is Erdrick canonically a male then? And my Erdrick didn't matter? It transferred save data over, clearly, because I got the reward for it, but... Though the darkness grows stronger, the light is ever stronger. Take courage in it, and go forth. For this is the hero's greatest power. Unwavering courage in the face of seemingly insurmountable hardship. Got it. So it shows different things if you're not a descendant of Erdrick. Huh? Courage? That is all it saith? Come, thou must be more. The location of a mighty sword or the secret of a legendary magic? There is not. Curse it all. So the ancient adage was not but a lie. Perhaps not. After all, what enabled us to prevail thus far, if not courage? The treasure was the friends we made along the way. Well, courage and just a little underhandedness. Forgive us. In our desperation for the hero's power, we do not comport ourselves as we perhaps should have done. Please understand, 'tis a desire for vengeance that driveth us so. Our village was the fiends attacked, and precious little now remaineth. Yet, it is as I feared. 'Tis not the place of the likes of us to claim the might of heroes. Come, let us return home. But if the fiends are not stopped, their evil will engulf the world. Surely someone must stand against them as mighty Erdrick once did. Mediocre mage. Gotta love it. Go ahead and interact with the gravestone once more. Just looks more closely at the gravestone. Part of it is covered in moss. Brushes away the moss and finds a further inscription. Blood of my blood, child of my children, seek out the sphere of light, by whose power the darkness might be banished, and the fiends repelled. I have entrusted it to the care of the king of Tantagel. Join forces with whomever of his line now sits upon the throne, and see that his blessing is brought to bear. For if it is lost, the world will be plunged into darkness once more. Treasure it, for it shall be your salvation. Is that all he wanted us to know? Okay. We're going to go ahead and just walk out of this dungeon now, because there's nothing else for us to do, so I'll see you guys back at the entrance. We do reach level 8 on the way out, where we learn Zap and Peep. Zap is a really strong spell to get this early. Should mention as we're running through here, if you don't want to actually run through dungeons again, you can just zoom out of them or use Chimera Wings. Unlike later games, I mean, it lasted for a long time. You no longer bonk your head on ceilings, and so you can just zoom straight out of dungeons instead of having to use the evac spell. And there we go. We've gone ahead and escaped out of Erdrick's Hollow. From here, we have a new destination. It's not back at Tantagel. It is... where is it? All the way up there to the northeast. We have a little bit of exploring to do before we get there. So, we're going to go ahead and go southwest from here. And right before the dirt path, you can see that little sparkle right there to the west. So we'll go ahead and pick this up for antidotal herbs and seed of agility. We'll go ahead and now follow this road till we reach a sign. Keep following this, and right here will be a little sign for us. We're going to end up going south, but first we're going to grab this sparkle right here for 12 coins and 2 vials of holy water, as well as a vial of magic water. And we're going to follow this path until we reach an inn down here. It's recommended to stop pretty much everywhere you can because it gives us fast travel points to quickly zoom back to later in the game when we need to. I don't know if this is technically a zoom point. I think it's most dungeons and most major cities are zoom points, but it looks like this one might also be. And so, we're going to go ahead and check these barrels for a leather suit and a strong medicine. We'll go down here and enter the room on our left. I think one of these has, yes, there's a mini medal. And this dresser will have 182 coins. Go ahead and check that pot right here for a Chimera Wing. And then, if we want to, we can go ahead and rest. I'll rest up just to restore my MP real quick. It's 32 gold a room, holy. Yeah, I slept good, thanks, holy. Go ahead and return up here now. And then we want to go all the way to that secret spot right over there to our west. This is one of the reasons I made sure to put on that secret spot finder. I know where all the secret spots are, but it's a matter of how easy are they to actually navigate to or remember the exact locations of, because west of the inn doesn't really give you much, but with this little, the bubbles coming up, you can at least know a better indication of where the secret spots are going to be at. Get rid of all these batterflies. And we reach level 9. Is it Zoom? Zoom's usually like around level 10. There actually might not be Zoom in this game, which scares me a little bit. Go ahead and check over here at those pots to get a antidotal herb and 57 coins. And then right around here should be a mini medal as well. And then we'll go ahead and leave. And we're going to go up here where we should get this blue sparkle. 44 gold coins, a turban, and 169 coins. I think the turban is a better hat. Yes, it is, just barely. And then we should get another little blue sparkle, right? You can see it all the way up there by the mountains. Here we go. Grab this little sparkle for a seed of strength and 2 medicinal herbs. And then we're just going to head west from here. Get out of here, Cumulus. Ooh. We don't have any good damaging spells against the Cumulus. Yeah, because we need ice, I think. Either ice or wind. But our destination is actually going to be up there at that little port town. So go ahead and just run up here. Again, follow the path, less encounters. And I believe they're actually going to give us a way to travel to the actual town we're trying to get to for our next destination. So we will enter the town and get to exploring. This is the town of Gwaelin. Go ahead and enter the town. We're going to go to the southern side to reach a beach, which will have a couple pots for us to gather from. And go ahead and get a seed of wisdom, as well as 66 gold coins. I'll hold off on using the seeds just for a little bit longer. We'll go ahead and enter the inn. Again, we can rest if we need to, but I think we're fine for the time being. We'll go ahead and check the 2 wardrobes, a pair of boxer shorts, and leather armor. And then we're going to go further into town. We can talk to this sister here. She is technically a church. I actually like towns like this because the church is really easy to get to. I prefer to just zoom whenever I'm stopping or need to save. I prefer to zoom to towns that have a quick accessible church, which means usually the ones that are outside, so that way you don't have to go through the loading screen of being inside the church. We'll go ahead and head down here to our first real equipment shop. It has some good stuff, and we have a lot more gold. So, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Iron Lance for a good improvement to our weapon. We can just place it directly into my bag to equip it. And then we're going to pick up the Bronze Shield. I think I could afford the Scale Shield. No, I guess the Bronze Shield is just better. So we'll go ahead and throw that in. And then we'll pick up the chainmail if it's better. I don't know if it's better than my dog suit. It's not. So we're in a good spot now. If we want to, we can also sell, but we have no real reason to sell right now. We'll go ahead and enter this house next to find 122 coins. And anytime you can see that there's a red book right there. That means there's actually something interesting to grab from it. So go ahead and interact with it. We'll find the safe passage scroll, which we can go ahead and just pop real quick. That way we learn the spell Safe Passage, which I believe decreases... Is this the one that decreases chances of spawning? Oh no, this is the one that makes it so you don't take damage from, like, outside sources. So if you ever see, like, a pool of poison, you can use Safe Passage so you ignore all the damage. We'll go ahead and go west now. There's an item shop up here, but we don't really care about it. But we can get a pot lid from there. And then we want to go down here, and this pot should have a mini medal. And that's it for Gwaelin. I thought maybe it was going to take me to my location, but I guess it was just a place for us to swing by. So what we'll do now is actually go back to Erdrick's Hollow. So I'm going to go ahead and level up just so we can get a little bit more XP as we do so we can level up early game. So I'll go ahead and walk all the way back to Erdrick's Hollow, and I will meet you guys there. I actually wasn't expecting this. There's a little sparkle right here. This is the northern side of the mountains leading to Erdrick's Hollow. So go ahead and grab that for a bamboo pole, plain clothes, and a leather hat. And then we're just going to keep making our way east. We leveled up as I was approaching Erdrick's Hollow. Level 10, we get Fizzle and Dodgy Dance. Erdrick's Hollow is right there to the southeast, but up here there's actually a sparkle, but it's really hard to see. Oh, right there. I was like, it's really hard to see. So from Erdrick's Hollow, we're actually going to go up to a lake to the east of us. So I can show it on the map as soon as we get out of this fight. You can actually kind of see it. It's right over there. So we're going to head straight over to this lake where we'll have another sparkle for us to grab. So just make our way through this forest. One of the reasons I recommend turning on ultra fast mode for battles is because there's going to be so many random encounters. And while you're not going to get like 10 enemies like you can in later games, because you only have one party member, you're still going to be getting like 3, 4, 5 enemies that you can fight. And if they're not in groups where you can just cast something like Sizz, it takes like a few... It sounds weird, but it takes like 10 to 30 seconds in order to kill an entire group. There's a Seed of Defense and a medicinal herb, which again, I know it doesn't sound like a lot of time, but it really is. It's a lot more than you would think, especially when you're constantly getting into fights like every 30 seconds. So you'll go like 15, 30 seconds before you get into a fight, and then you'll spend like 10 to 30 seconds trying to finish the fight. I mean, you can see here, sure, we one-shot these guys because we're just getting one rat every time, but it can be a lot longer. Whenever I had it was like the 2 butterflies split up with a slime in the center. Like, that was a long fight, especially for early game. There was another sparkle spot for us. Then we're going to go southeast here. Again, this could be another decently long one. And we're going to find a little location for us to go to. So finish off the Prestidigitator. And right here will be a location for us that we can go into. I think we have to enter from the front. Yes, we do. Go ahead and go to the left room. This is a Wayfarer's Chapel. It's just a place for us to rest and heal on our way to the next town. We get a Pouch of Musk, which increases the chance of finding enemies. We can check the pouches here for 38 gold and a Seed of Stamina. We can save our game if we want to. We use the inn if we need to. I don't think we need to either. So we'll go ahead and just leave. So we'll go from here. We'll actually head east across that bridge. We're slowly making our way all the way up there. But as you can see, there is a lot for us to do. If we went south, there's actually nothing for us to grab, and there's a poison swamp down there. So we're just going to avoid it by going east across this bridge. Then we'll start making our way southeast. So we're just going to make our way to that little desert area where the next sparkle is going to be. Dragon Quest is a series that I consider like my... I don't even want to say calming game. It's more like, this is my comfort RPG, because it's typically very easy and very simple. And there's not much to it. It's hop in, click A to kill enemies, and keep running around and exploring. And especially these HD models. I really like the way these look. We'll go ahead and head into here to grab a mini medal. We'll go ahead and keep going north, and then we're going to find a pot under this tree for a Seed of Strength. And then we'll talk to this bard right here. I wish any of these guys were voiced. The dying sun, the glooming's glow, long lost the home I once did know. Huh? And thou art? Tails, an admirer of my work, perhaps. Sure. Oh, and thou hast pursued me all the way here. Thou art tenacious indeed, and plainly a fellow obsessed. I am, of course, Zaelin, descendant of Gwaelin, he of the golden voice, the storied bard of legend. But I mean not to rest in the laurels of mine ancestor. Virtuoso though he was, I mean to strike out on my own, to seek out new veins of song as yet unmined. Though the climb I face is an uphill one, 'tis said that all of Alefgard did shed a tear at the beauty of my forebear's fabled voice. Can such tales truly be based in fact? Perhaps. Can such feats be bettered? Only time will tell. Alas, I find myself somewhat uninspired of late. Though I once reveled in rebellion, and subverting that for which Gwaelin was so well loved, I tread that path no longer. I seek inspiration instead in the opposite, in following in his footsteps, and those of mighty Erdrick, with whom he was so famously firm friends. If I remember correctly, he didn't really know him. In the course of said following, I've heard quite the rumor. It seemeth that there's a place somewhere in Alefgard deeply connected to the hero of old, inextricably and deeply tied to Erdrick's legend. And so I journey in search of it. Alas, I am no closer to finding it than I was when I first set out. Oh, that thou art come here to this place doth surely signify that thou art a man well-travelled, good tales. Shouldst thou happen across such a place on thy travels, pray inform me of it. My wanderings too take me hither and yon, our paths will surely cross again. Sure it will, Zaylin. Until then, friend, adieu. And that's all there was here. So let's go ahead and leave the town. We can take this eastern exit. And we'll go ahead and start making our way down to that desert all the way over here to the east. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow the path, and I'll see you guys down at that desert where you can clearly see there's a secret spot. I don't know if I just got really lucky, but I only got one encounter that entire time. There are going to be 4 barrels here for us to grab. This one will be a pouch of musk. This one will be some vials of holy water. Up here, we'll have... Ooh, I clicked through that too quickly. I think that was the Thorn Whip. No, that's the Thorn Whip. That was 308 gold. We're not going to be using that Thorn Whip. The basic things they do is that whips will hit every enemy in a group with depreciating damage as it goes from left to right. They're not as strong, especially in this game, since you're a single-person party. In other games where you have multiple party members, you can kind of assign them the boomerangs or the whips to deal with groups of enemies. But if you do decide to use it in this game, just make sure you have, like, a lance or a sword you can swap into, because they're just not as strong in this game as they are in later games when you have party members who can be dedicated to it. So we'll go ahead and head south now. We want to get to that bridge down there. There will be a little sparkle over here to our west, so once we reach the bridge, we'll just check a little bit off to the west here. I think it's in this forest. Oh, it's right above the forest. We're also fighting Putra Fido now. These guys can be a little bit annoying if you fight them in groups, but we've got lucky because that's the second one I've seen, and it's only been solo enemies. Go ahead and grab this for some gold and Chimera Wings. And if we go west, we'll be back in that area down there. So we could have gone south, but it was better to go east instead. We would also have to cross that poison swamp. We do have safe passage, but there's nothing for us over there. So instead, we'll go east across this bridge. We have a little cutscene. Oh, and it's voiced.
I know not who thou art, but I beg of thee, send word to Tantagel. The detachment dispatched in search of Princess Gwaelin is no more, but she was seen. The fiends did spirit her away across the swampland south of Kol. I fear I can endure no longer.
We meet again, friend.
Now they're voiced.
But what is this?
This man is a soldier of Tantagel.
He hath breathed his last. His wounds are truly terrible to behold.
Is this thy doing?
A message, thou sayest? The princess was taken across the swampland south of Kol.
Then we must go after her with all haste. Come, what are we waiting for?
But the party sent in search of the princess was comprised of our finest soldiers. Surely we will simply meet the same fate.
If thou art afraid, then away with thee homeward, coward. I will go to the princess's rescue, though I go entirely alone.
We cannot allow our comrades' deaths to have been in vain. We shall make for the swampland. You will remain here and see that this man is granted the burial he deserveth. Hie you thence to the castle and report on all that hath occurred here. Friend, I would ask a boon of thee also. News of these events will only stir discord among the people. I prithee, keep thy counsel. I understand that His Majesty had tasked thee with learning more of the hero of legend. I wish thee luck in thy quest. Now,
Captain, canst thou continue?
Do not fret on my account. We have work to do. Come.
I like how you can see my cape billowing in the wind. I think that's pretty sick. So we're just gonna go ahead and head east now. We know they're heading somewhere, and I think we have a completely different destination, but we'll probably go meet up with them at some point. Across this pretty big bridge here. Exit back out to the world map. And yeah, they actually went down there to the southeast. I think that's actually Quagmire Cave. But we'll actually be heading up here to the city of Hole, which is over there, and then we'll be heading northwest from there. So let's go ahead and follow this dirt road. And we'll end up seeing, yep, that sparkle right there that we're going to go grab. So let's pick this up for a copper sword, a set of Wayfarer's clothes, and a pouch of musk. Pretty bad, but not much we can do. We'll go ahead and now head to all the way to that forest over there in the desert. So we're just going to head straight east from here. Ooh, we have a scorpion. Yeah, these guys are annoying. As long as we're quicker than them, though, we should be able to finish them off. Really need to make it to a town soon because I'm out of MP. Either that or I need to level up. So go ahead and head east. Again, we're just going to that little desert right there. So I'll see you guys over there. Oh, thank God for this level up. I was out of MP. I had less than 20. Because there are enemies here that can drain my MP, which they did. So right over here, we have this little forest with a sparkle inside. Yeah, it's not much, but we get a dragon scale and a phial of holy water. Now we're going to return all the way back to that main road we were just at. Oh, I hate Iller Pillars. Oh, thank God. Okay, it ran. These guys were super annoying in the third game. I don't think these specifically, but they're like Scorchapillars or Scorchapedes or something. They were super annoying because they could cast Flame Breath on your entire party. All right, back to this sign here, which is right by where we grabbed the sparkle. So go ahead and head north here. And when we get here, if we head west, we will actually reach the destination. But instead, we're going to go up to this secret spot to our northeast. Oh, a goodie bag, or bag of laughs. I don't think, yeah, these aren't the same as goodie bags, so we're not getting anything crazy from them. Goodie bags are basically bags of laughs, but when you kill them, you get some additional money. And here we go with the Crabbids. This was another super annoying enemy because they have a tendency to defend and to call back up. And if they keep calling back up, you can constantly stack more and more Crabbids, especially if, like, you're not killing them at least every turn and they have a chance to call back up. It can get really overwhelming really quickly. The secret spot should be right up here by this rock. There's actually not much you can do. If you want to talk to these guys, you can. It's just a rumor about smithies that made a blade a long time ago. That is in the city of Cole, so we're actually just going to go ahead and leave it. We're going to head west first until we reach the ocean. So we'll just go ahead and head all the way over here. So we've reached the ocean, all that just to get this sparkle right here, which getting in a lot of fights right now. Ooh, please be okay. I was hoping the Iller Pillar ran. He only did 1 damage with a normal attack, but I think he can't. I think he uses a poison breath, this version of the Iller Pillar. Or this version, like this enemy type. Go ahead and grab that one for a set of plain clothes, hardwood headgear, and a tangle web. And now we're actually going to go to the northeast corner of those mountains. So we're just going to follow this desert all the way to the east because there's a pretty important sparkle for us to pick up over here. All right, we're up here in the northeast corner. Yep, right there's our sparkle. We get a Seed of Magic. That's the whole reason we did it. Now we're just going to go ahead and head into town. So we'll go ahead and head south. We'll follow the path to reach the city of Cole. And while we're running here, you're going to notice we've already hit that roughly hour point. I actually, for this Let's Play, have a certain length I want to play each episode. I have a certain point I want to get to. And so some episodes will be shorter, some episodes will be longer. It just depends on how much we actually get done. That's one of the reasons we're going to go ahead and actually we're going to be cutting out a lot of the fluff, like just walking through a desert or fighting a million fights. We'll cut a lot of that out because I want to really focus on the game itself. So this is the city of Cole, which is one of the very few cities that I fully remember from Dragon Quest III, because this is where we built the legendary sword. We'll go ahead and go here. We're going to pat this horse if we want to, but then we're going to check behind it for a file of unsealant. Pat. We can save right here if we want to. We'll go ahead and do a quick save, just because there's no reason not to. My last playtime was at 49. I'm guessing my new playtime's like an hour 10, hour 15. Since we left Galenholm. Yeah, hour 13. That just shows how much just exploring we've done. We can go ahead and now enter this item shop, which is the biggest item shop so far. Not like it sells anything new, but we do have a bunch of items we can grab in here. Also, if you see a pot like this, you actually can't interact with those. They are closed pots. There's 47 coins, and no, I guess that's not a pot we can interact with. Let's go ahead and head up the stairs instead. And over here is a pot with a mini medal. This is the smithy that made us the legendary sword in Dragon Quest III. Can he do anything for me? Now he can just sell me stuff. Dang. I can't afford anything here. The spike steel whip's good, but there's not really... I mean, I could buy the steel broadsword. I just don't have a reason to because everything's still dying pretty quickly. So we won't pick anything up. Instead, we'll go ahead and just leave the town. Well, whoops. That happens a lot in these games. We're going to go ahead and head to a poisonous puddle up here to the north of this shop. So we'll head all the way up here. Again, more doors we can't get into yet. We'll end up getting to a lot of, or we'll end up getting into those much later. I think the red doors are the thief keys. Go ahead and pick up this pot for another mini medal. We'll go ahead and now enter the hot springs over here to our right. I think we can actually heal up. No, I guess it doesn't heal us. Let me open this. Yeah, there's a pair of boxer shorts. We can actually head south and pick up an item here. It's our first key item, the fairy flute. We can actually talk to her as well, and I think she'll mention, do you want a puff puff for 20 gold? Sure. Puff puff. Puff puff. I won't be reading any of this, but it's puff puff. 20 golds is a steal. I think we actually got healed from that. A few of my HP are restored. Okay. We'll go ahead and head into the inn. This time I actually do want to heal this time around. There's 115 gold. And make sure to heal up at the inn here. And the last place we're going to explore is going to be, there's a well, which I love how they're marked in this game. I think they're marked in some of the later games, but in like the earlier games, they aren't marked, so you kind of just have to hope you find them. This is a locked chest, unfortunately. We'll come back for it later, but I did just want to show it off. And to the left of the equipment shop here is a barrel with a patch of musk. And that's about it. That's everything in Cole that we can do right now until we get a better key. So let's go ahead and walk right back out of Cole. Again, we got it registered as a fast travel point at the very least. So our next destination is going to be up there. So we're going to head southwest back to that little split where we decided to head northeast instead. We hit level 12 and learned Evac and Dragon Slash. Dragon Slash is strong against dragons. Evac kind of sucks in this game because Zoom just gets you out of anywhere that you could evac anyways, unless there's a place that stops magic. But if there's a place that stops magic, I don't even think the Chimera Wings work in places that stop magic. So there's really not any way to get out of a place like that. And again, evac doesn't matter. We got a treasure chest from that guy. A set of plain clothes. So we're on this western path now, heading up to our actual location. There's going to be 2 different sparkles we can grab here. I think the first one's pretty easy to see. We'll kind of hug this left wall. Yep, right there. Right in front of us. Some more crabbids. These guys were annoying when I was trying to get to that northeast corner of the mountains. I fought like, yep, there's calling for backup. The problem is your AI doesn't use Sizz in situations like this. It'll attack if the crabbid's almost dead. So if it would then summon another one that you would attack instead of casting Sizz, when the problem could have been dealt with just a Sizz. So there's some Dazzle Me Nots. We'll keep going northwest. It's a really long pathway here. There should be another shiny spot, like right before we reach our location. Go ahead and deal with those guys. So it should be right up here. It's like, fortunately, it's like just right off the path. Yep, it's right there. So we could have turned east already. Go ahead and grab that one for a suit of leather armor, a scale shield, and 227 gold. Fortunately, a scale shield is not as good as what we currently have. We'll go ahead and just run over here to the northeast to reach our final destination. It's not our final destination. But it's our destination we've been trying to get to this entire episode, pretty much, ever since Erdrick's Hollow. It's crazy, because, like, Erdrick's Hollow feels like it was so soon ago, but it's been like an hour. So, here we are. Our next dungeon. This is the Shrine of Rain. So, you would think that this would be the first dungeon with a boss. You're wrong. There's no boss here. Go ahead and enter. We're just going to head straight to our objective marker here. Is the Sage of Rain. I wish he was voiced, but unfortunately he is not. Be gone from here. I would speak with no one. Huh? The King of Tantagel told thee of this place? And thy name is Tails. I see. And I cannot very well refuse thee. The royal line of that nation number among our closest allies in the preservation of the legacy of the hero of legend. It is we sages' duty to test those who would take on the hero's mantle, and, should they prove themselves worthy, pass on to them these treasures. Unto the one who returneth to us the lyre of ire, a treasure long since lost, shall I bestow the staff of rain. Thus was it decided, and thus shall it be. Should that day ever come, alas, I doubt that it will. Why thou askest? For the forces of darkness have taken possession of the sphere of light. And as the legends have it, mighty Erdrick could not have laid low the great evil without the sphere's aid. If the fiends now possess it, there is little hope for any of us. I cannot very well allow thee to go forth, knowing full well that thou standest not the faintest chance, and shall surely be defeated. Thanks for the confidence, man. Lo, the rain doth fall. Soon enough the sun too shall fade. Thou must needs abide here with me this night.
Hear me. Can you hear me? You must meet with Rubis. Spirit of the land. With her protection, you might stand against the darkness. Seek out a means of summoning her, of bringing her back to us. The fairies will able to help you, as will of Tantagel. Must find them.
Thou sayest that a voice spake up unto thee in thy dreams, and it bade you summon Lady Rubis? Know'st thee of her, of what manner of being she is? I do. Aye, she's indeed mother unto this realm of Alefgard, and did raise up each mountain and give form to every leaf and stone. And this place in which thou standest is a place wherein the fairies did once offer up their worship unto her. This was Rubis Tower in the Dragon Quest III. Long ago, mighty Erdrick did stand atop this tower, and there did receive her blessing. Thence did the hero of legend go forth and vanquish the great evil. It was like your final stop before the end of the game. Alas, in time the fairies did dwindle and fade, and the means of summoning Lady Rubis was lost to us. Yet it is not quite time to abandon all hope. Or should her aid be thine, thou might yet stand against the evil that threateneth us, even though it wieldeth the sphere of light. Tails, I would have thee prove to me thy strength. Summon Lady Rubis, and I shall recognize thee as a true hero. Then, and only then, shall the Staff of Rain be thine. Okay, dude. Movement in a mere moment. You can use the zoom spell or a chimera wing to return to any towns or cities or castles. You can also shortcut commands, but I don't have the zoom spell, right? No, I didn't think so. So, no reason for me to worry about that yet. For now, we'll go ahead and head up here and go to the east. And all the way down here in the bottom right corner, again, this is no longer the Tower of Rubis. I don't think you can actually even get to different floors here. I think it's basically a one-floor location, which, thank God, because it was annoying in the last game. We'll go ahead and get the Crack Scroll here, which will finally teach us that ice spell I was talking about. There we go. We learned the spell Crack. And we'll go ahead and head up north. And on the western side of this little area, we can find another mini medal for us, as well as a Chimera Wing. We're stocking up on Chimera Wings, which is always fun, because it gives you so many Chimera Wings, and then right when you're like, oh, I need to buy a whole bunch of Chimera Wings to start getting places, then you learn Zoom. I think in the third game, you learn it at like level 8, so you get it so early. Most games, you get it really early. Then we're going to go ahead and head south. And there will actually be a hidden item, like right around here, where we can get the Prayer Ring. This is a ring which I believe if you use it, it'll restore some amount of MP, but it can break once you actually use it. So, after that, we're actually done here. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw an item, go ahead and throw a Chimera Wing to actually head all the way back to Tantagel, and we're going to report to the king. So we will just go all the way back to the castle. Not really anything else for us to do here. There's no more doors that we can access, and I think even if we check the world map, there's quite literally nowhere else for us to go. We've explored everywhere we can in this northern continent up to this point. I think the only other place we could go is to the southern continent, but we have no reason to go there just yet. It's crazy how quickly you can traverse the world in this game, because in the original, or in the third game, I believe it actually took a lot longer to traverse everywhere, plus you had to use a boat to get to almost every place. So, to traverse this entire northern continent, I think it took me like 4 hours, 4, 5, 6 hours to traverse all the places we've already found. So, we'll go ahead and head in here, head up to the king, where we'll get a couple of scenes that basically tell us where we're going to head to next. Tails, thou art returned to us, and what hast thou learned? Thou wishest to know if the rumors are true, if the sphere of light, which Erdrick himself did gift unto us, hath been stolen? What errant nonsense is this? Whence did such groundless tittle-tattle originate? Please, good Chancellor, our friend here hath clearly done as he promised he would, and sought out knowledge of mighty Erdrick. The least we might do is share the truth in return. Very well. Far be it from me to contradict thee, Majesty. The rumors are indeed true. The forces of evil have taken possession of the sphere that it was our sacred duty to protect. And thus have fiends proliferated and poisoned swamp land and more besides. Huh? What of the princess, thou ask? So thou didst meet with the party sent to retrieve her. Then perhaps it is best that I tell all from the beginning. My beloved daughter is blessed with a great power. She is able to hear the voice of Almighty Rubus. And so it came to pass that several months since, she did receive a warning from the spirit of the land herself.
Gwaelin. Gwaelin, Princess of Tantagel. It is to you, and only you, that I might speak. I am Rubus, mother to the land of Alefgard. And I hereby entrust to you a message. A foretelling of how this world might be saved. Listen well. A great darkness threatens Alefgard. Take the sphere of light in hand and seek out a place of safety. In time, one will come to you, a youth who bears the blood of Erdrick, hero among heroes. Impart to him this message that I entrust to you. Guide him on his quest. Bid him go.
It was at just that time that the fiends had begun to appear, and seemed certain to greatly trouble the land. And thus I chose to trust in the word of Almighty Rubus, and did instruct Gwaelin to reveal the message with which she had been entrusted to do none but the hero himself. Then I did dispatch her, along with a troop of my best soldiers, to the Shrine of Rain. I had hoped that the sooner I sent her away, the safer she might be. Alas.
Princess, we have come far and fast. Perhaps it would be better if we rested.
We need not do so for my sake. Come, let us continue onward.
What is this power I sense? Thou bearest the sphere of light, dost thou not? Princess Gwaelin of Tantagel?
Fiends! Protect the princess!
I am the Dragonlord, Master of Masters, King of Kings.
King of Kings? Thou art naught but a monster!
Know this, fair princess. The monster thou seest before thee is the true ruler of this world. All others are naught but pretenders. The sphere thou carriest is mine by right, and thou wilt return it to me.
'Tis the birthright of he who beareth the blood of heroes, and I shall relinquish it to no other.
So Rubus watcheth over thee. Then let us see whose power is the greater. Victory is mine. Perhaps thou might consider joining me. 'Twill be a sight worth seeing, I assure thee.
Never! A hero shall soon come, just as Lady Rubus foretold. The darkness thou servest shall not be suffered to thrive. He who is blessed with the power of the light shall see to that!
A hero? Let him come! Let them all come! All shall suffer the same fate at my hand! Majesty, might I suggest we take the princess, willingly or no? There is still much we might learn from her. Those of your accursed ilk are ever presumptuous. Very well. Do as thou wilt. I have what I came for. Come, we return to the castle.
Back, fiend! Away with thee!
Princess!
Isn't that blue-haired guard the same one we saw at like the beginning of the game and on the bridge? And so, just as thou didst travel on thy travels, did thou learn on thy travels, the Spear of Light was taken from us, and my beloved daughter also. We have of course expended every possible effort in our attempts to regain both, but we were unable to approach the accursed isle upon which the fiends dwell. And though we did send a party of our finest soldiers to seek the princess all across the realm, months have passed, and still they have found naught. Majesty, please, I beg of thee, do not give up hope. Fool, who art thou as to speak of hope? Do I not dream every night of my darling daughter's safe return? These are the dreams of a father, not of a king. As a king, I must think of my realm, of my world. And if manpower is to be expended, it must needs be expended on assailing that dread isle. and returning the Sphere of Light to its rightful possessor. Tails, I fear I must ask... Oh, Tails, I fear I must ask thee one more of thee. Wilt thou come to the aid of our cause once more? Of course I will. Full glad am I to hear it. I am ever in thy debt, good sir. Then I bid thee follow in Erdrick's footsteps once more. Legends tell that the hero of old did travel with hindrance throughout this world by the means of 3 keys. I would have thee gather them. One of these, the Thief's Key, hath been discovered in the town of Galenholm. Hie thee there and seek it out, or hie thee there. Until we meet again, brave Tails, may good fortune go with thee. And so finding that key will be our last thing we do in this episode. Kind of. Well, it will be, but it'll be a little bit longer than that. So, we're going to go ahead and now zoom back to the town we've already been to, Galenholm. So let's go ahead and zoom over there with a Chimera Wing. And we'll go ahead and walk west, where we'll meet some familiar faces. Gather ye round, good people. What do you see before you is a key capable of opening any door, so long as that door be red in color. Aye, 'tis the self-same all-unlocking item once used by mighty Erdrick, the storied Thief's Key. Can it truly be? But this is a rare treasure indeed. How much might one expect to pay for such a thing? Might I compliment thee on thy knowledge and thy fine eye, sir? Thou hast a certain something about thee. Art thou perchance a hero of some renown? But to return to the matter at hand, how much for the key? Were it anyone save thyself, good sir, I should not wish to part with it for less than full 1,000,000 gold coins. But to a hero known far and wide, that might aid thee in thy world-saving and general questing about, I might consider perhaps 800,000. 800,000? This is too much, surely. Thou wouldst gouge us for profit, even as the world burneth before our very eyes? Aye, avaricious rogue. Avaricious rogue? Avaricious? Swindler, cheat. Come now, come now. Did I not just offer a discount of full 200,000 coins? What manner of swindler would do such a thing, huh? Besides, where's the harm in selling a thing for a price befitting its rarity? I understand full well that such a sum is not readily come by, but a certain moneylender of mine acquaintance would be more than happy to help, I am sure. In any case, I shall retire to the inn by the seaside just south of here, there to await thee shouldst thou come to see sense, O mighty hero. Who's that back there? Hey, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Well, we'll go ahead and come over here, and we can talk to the mage. I believe it's you. No, I don't want to talk to the mage, actually. I want to talk to the priest. A thief's key by means of which any red door might be opened. I could well use such a treasure. Basically just telling you that the treasure, the thief's key can open any red key, a red door. We'll go ahead and use our Chimera Wing to head back to the, where is it? The roadside inn down here. And we'll go ahead and head to talk to the swindler. Ugh. Sir, art thou injured? What hath befallen thee? A strange fellow, entirely unclothed, save for a mask. He entered unbidden, and he took it, the thief's key. My treasure! My ticket to riches untold! He took it and escaped by the window! Wait, perhaps he wore a loincloth or some similar undergarment? Never mind that, the villain stole my key. I fear, sir, that thou hast fallen foul of the one they call Robin Hood. He's a lord among bandits, who hath terrorized the lands all about this place most mercilessly of late. See, I spake true. This Hood must be the rogue who did plunge my key into the depths of his drawers and depart without so much as a by thy leave. He fled southward. I saw it. Return it to me. Return to me my key. Robin Hood is a wayside bandit. He and his accomplices are hardened and desperate criminals. We must send word to Tantagel and ask that a detachment of soldiers be dispatched. A detachment from Tantagel? Nay, sir, we cannot possibly... Thou wishest thy key to be returned to thee, dost thou not? Wherefore wouldst thou refuse such a course of action? Well, the key came to me by other than standard means. If such were to be investigated, I might be invited to spend some time in the jail. So please, I beg of thee, no detachments. Alas, it is that or nothing, I fear. 800,000 gold coins gone. And so we have our next destination. We have to track down Robin Hood. If you've played any other Dragon Quest game, you pretty much know who the Robin Hood is. Specifically, he's a character from the third game. He's like a actual boss enemy from the third game. So we got to go track him down. So our next destination is going to be right down there to the southeast. First place we want to go to is that poisonous swamp, though. So let's go ahead and just start heading south down towards that poisonous swamp. To the west of it, I believe, is going to be a new location we can get to. I don't think it's technically a secret area. I think it's just a like an area we can teleport to, just a little ruins area. Let's go ahead and deal with these Betterfly and start making our way down there. There's actually not much for us to find between here and our final location, except, ooh, you can see I am poisoned. I don't think I actually have a spell that can heal that. Very unfortunate. So we're going to be taking some poison damage as we make our way south. We will eventually have a place where we can teleport back to in order to heal that off. But for now, we're just going to deal with the poison and hope we can level up and get Quelch, I believe is the name of the spell. We leveled up to 13. Nope, but we get the zoom spell, which makes our life a little bit easier. We no longer have to worry about the Chimera wings, so we can just freely zoom to and from locations. I actually think in this game it might be free, too. Yeah, it costs 0 MP. So we're actually going to go ahead and assign that to up. We'll go ahead and grab zoom. And then, honestly, while I'm here, I might as well just assign heal to the left button, just to make it a little bit easier since we will be taking that damage from the poison. Actually, no, we healed it off when we leveled up. I didn't know that actually worked that way. This is a Ledgerman. Ooh, you can see they're starting to take a little bit more damage than they previously were. Still not bad. We can still two-shot them, but the enemies are just getting harder as we explore here. And right down here will be our little ruins we can go into. These are the Nameless Ruins. We can go over to, I think, is it over here? Yeah, it's this pot right here, or this barrel. We can get some strong medicine. And then up here, I'd actually like to avoid you for now. There should be another pot, right, or a pot right over here, which will have some gold. And then if we go all the way around and inside, we should, I just saw it right there. We get a ruby wristband. I think that's a pretty solid. It increases my defense even more, so we'll throw that on. And then we'll just go ahead and exit to speak to Zaylin, the wandering bard that we ran into previously. It seemeth our paths are e'er fated to cross, good tales. It warmeth my heart to see a friendly face in such surroundings. The place in which we now stand was once a staging post for all the merchants of the realm. but now, as thou seest. Shall all mankind's greatest settlements soon fall to the fiends as this once bustling town did? And if such is our fate, what meaning is there in bringing new works of song into being? Fortunately, nothing else for us to do here, so we'll go ahead and just exit the town. There's another person you can talk to in there, but they don't really do anything. And now we will just head northeast to reach our next destination, which will be the Craggy Cave, and the final place we go to in this episode. Okay, we're a little under leveled, but we should be fine. We'll probably level up inside Craggy Cave, so just wanted to check that real quick. Once we reach here, we will want to travel out of here and save, just so that way we get a fresh save before we start exploring. Because now you can actually zoom back to Craggy Cave. So again, I like to go to Galenholm because it had that early priest. So go ahead and travel back here, save, and then head right back to Craggy Cave. If you want to heal, you also can stay at an inn. So once we've saved and returned to Craggy Cave, we'll just head east across this bridge to get into our first boss fight.
Boss, 'tis too dangerous, boss.
Unhand me! If thou thinkest I'm letting one of the boys just die, thou hast another think coming.
And if thou thinkest we're letting you die, thou hast another thing coming yourself.
Hey? Who art thou? State thy business.
Hast thou come here looking to pinch our treasure?
Yes.
Thou shameless rogue! Come here and let me pummel thee!
And here we go. This is the boss fight against Robin Hood. We're actually going to go to follow orders. So a couple things we can do is we can actually open... Ooh, Flame Slash is strong against Robin Hood. Forgot he was vulnerable. But we're actually going to open with a couple of sizzes on the Robin Hoodlums. These are his little enemies, or his little minions here. We're going to go ahead and do this until they're both defeated. Just to make it a little bit easier when we have to deal with Robin Hood. This is about the time you fight him in the Dragon Quest III as well. So it isn't the same Robin Hood, because clearly it's been a long time, but essentially plays the exact same role that the original Robin Hood did, which is just to be a nuisance. There we go. Get rid of the Hoodlums, and now we can start dealing with Robin Hood. Looks like Flame Slash is going to be our strongest move here. We get low on HP, we'll just go ahead and cast a heal on ourselves.
I cannot fall.
He defends. We'll just keep Flame Slashing, basically just spamming this till he's defeated, healing whenever we get into the yellow if we need to. But it looks like this might be the last attack we need. Yep, there we go.
Enough! I surrender!
He's really not hard.
Thou hast clobbered me fair and square, but thou wilt spare me, wilt thou not? I swear upon my soul to mend my wicked ways. Say thou wilt, please.
You have to say yes. You're basically just going to spare him.
Cheers, ears. Verily thou art a saint. I'm Robin Hood, by the way. What do they call thee, pal?
Tails.
'Tis a fine old name, that. Yeah, I like it.
The fork-tongued rogue doth claim that through his veins courseth the blood of heroes, boss.
Is that so? And thou needst the thief's key for doing some heroic bits and bobs, I suppose.
Surely thou dost not believe this twaddle, boss.
Well, the thing is, see, this Erdrick, the hero who did save the world all them years back, worked for one of me ancestors, as it happens. Bloke taught them everything they knew, in fact. Verily.
Cool.
And if our friend here truly is descended from me great-great-granddad's most giftedest of pupils, that explaineth how come he just duffed me up so good. Behold, the thief's key, heirloom of my storied line. Since thy family and mine go way back, I ain't too bothered about handing it over to thee, on one condition. Thou must first navigate this here cave and bring back our comrade, who hath gone and got himself proper lost.
Forsooth, boss, thou art a genius. This fellow here will be able to bring him back, no probs.
Well, what sayest thou, cuz? You up for it?
Here, I don't have a choice.
Nice one! Verily, thou art probably descended from heroes.
Oh, and just so thou knowst, there's supposed to be fairies in there what useth magic to confound all who enter, or something. Anyway, be lucky, eh?
So now it's time to start navigating the actual dungeon. So we'll start by going down here. You can see there's going to be a chest down here in this dead end. I want to say Craggy Cave was the name of the original location in Dragon Quest III, because I recognize the layout, but I don't recognize the name itself. We'll have some skeletons appear here. We'll go ahead and change our tactics back to fight wisely. Zaps are going to be insane here. I think fire spells will also be pretty good. Probably actually should choose don't use MP. But there's 340 gold. We'll change that here in the next fight. We'll go ahead and head up here now, over to the eastern side. We're going to be heading over to the southeast exit first, because typically if there's multiple exits in a dungeon, most of them lead to dead ends, except for the one that won't. Let's go ahead and say don't use MP. Just so we do normal attacks here. It'll be a little unfortunate, but it'll make it so, well, we can use our own medicinal herb, I guess. I was going to say it'll make it so that way we can focus our MP on healing spells, but I guess a medicinal herb will do the job this early. But we need to get at least one more level before we get to the boss of this area. Yes, there is another boss, which is the true, like, real boss, because Robin Hood is not much of a boss. He's kind of a joke enemy. Right here, we can grab a antidotal herb and a boomerang. Again, this is just like the whip, except it'll hit every enemy on the battlefield, doing less damage the further to the right you get. So really not worth using in a game like this, unless you have something like the Iron Lance to swap to afterwards. There we go. We reached 14 off that fight. That's huge. We get Sizzle, which is a good spell. I actually wish I had Sizzle whenever I was fighting the last group of enemies, because it would have made it a little bit quicker. But down here is a dead end. We're just going to be looking for 2 pots right here. One has a strong medicine, and the other has an iron axe, which is actually an upgrade for our character, so that's why we came over here first. So let's go ahead and equip it. Takes me up to 100 damage. Now we're going to head back to where Robin Hood is. So we're right back to Robin Hood. This time we're actually going to go north, though, because up here we can grab another chest right here, which will have a mini medal for us. And then we're going to go to the northwest exit this time, which will lead us to another dead end. So right up here, I don't think, well, I mean, it's a fine item, but it's not. A lot of the items that you find in these games just really aren't useful, especially if you only have one character. There's a muster strength scroll. We'll go ahead and use that, but we're going to hold off for a second because we're going to get another scroll very quickly. So go ahead and head back up. This time we're going to head east, where we can find 2 more treasure chests. This is a very interesting enemy. Typically, these guys actually have instant kill spells like Thwack and Cut Thwack. It looks like they might not have it in this game, at least not yet, because this is really early to be running into shadow enemies. We'll go ahead and grab this chest for a 10 10-ton toupee. Is that one better? Increase my defense. Yeah, a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, it was cursed. Oh, no. Oh, that's so bad. We need to go get rid of that. We'll deal with that in a second. Let me just come over here to the east. I'm going to try not to get into any fights. Oh, this will be so bad. You're going to see immediately what happens. There's a chance that we just defend instead of attacking. Okay, we're fine. Oh, boy. I was not expecting that. Okay, well, right here is another chest we can grab with a nose for treasure scroll. That'll tell us how many treasure chests are still left. So now we'll go ahead and use both those scrolls that we got. There's our nose for treasure. And the muster strength. And there we go. Tails learns muster strength. And our destination that we actually want to go to is right there to the west of us. But unfortunately, I do need to zoom out of here because I need to go cure my curse and get that item removed. So I can at least show it off. It's a great time to show something that I almost never would do. I can't believe I threw that on. I just saw higher strength by 1 and was like, oh yeah, it's a little bit better. We can go ahead and do... Is it Benediction? Yeah, Benediction removes the curse. Costs money, though. Costs 420 gold. So it's expensive to remove a curse, so don't do it if you don't... I mean, the items are usually good, but they're just not worth it. Let's throw that ruby wristband on this time. And now we're going to head back to the dungeon and go to that, basically where that treasure chest just was. So go ahead and zoom back to the craggy cave, and I'll see you guys right before the staircase. All right, so right back to the room. Right to the left there is where we got cursed from the 2-ton toupee. So we'll go ahead and now head down these stairs, where we'll be on the final floor of this dungeon. So we'll come down here because we have a couple of chests we got to grab on the bottom floor. So we'll go ahead and start by heading east to get our first item. You can see all the chests on the map. They're those little red diamonds. This one is a little bit more spread out than the last floor, because the last floor was kind of very linear. So our first treasure chest down here will contain the bronze shield. Fortunately, we already have one, so it's not really an upgrade. Go ahead and head back up here now. And at that first intersection we just passed, we're going to go south to grab a strong medicine from a pot, I believe. So right down here at this pot, be a strong medicine. We're now going to head left and then north. And we're going to follow this path all the way up to another branching path over here on our left, where we'll have another chest we can grab. Really low on HP. Let's do a quick heal. Stores 30 HP. It's not a ton. Surprisingly, we don't have mid-heal already with our current HP total. I know we've used some seeds, though. Right up here will be a magic water. And then we're basically just going to run all the way to the end of this dungeon, because those were really the only chests we could grab. Go ahead and get through these enemies. Is there a way to check my XP? Usually it's in status. Oh, I level up in one more fight. So, essentially one fight. So we want to make sure we at least hit one before we get to the final boss here. Or the boss of this dungeon. Go ahead and go south this time, and in this little room to the left, there will actually be another seed for us to grab. This should be just enough for us to level up off these enemies. Fortunately, one of the enemies fled. I don't think this is actually enough. Yeah, oh no, we barely hit it because we have the steps. We got some XP from walking. There we go, level 15. We get Holy Protection, which is a spell that is really good whenever you don't want to fight enemies, because what it'll do is it'll make it so that way you don't encounter weak enemies, essentially making it so that way it doesn't reduce your amount of encounters, but anything that's too weak to fight you, it'll just completely ignore it. This will probably be our last fight before we actually get to the boss here. We, of course, crit him, and now we actually can use all of our seeds that we've been stacking up. So let's go ahead and pop all those real quick to increase our character as high as we can get them before we go into this boss fight. 83 strength, 55 resilience, looks like 66 stamina, a 58 wisdom, 71 agility, 117 luck, and 120 MP. So we'll go ahead and head over here to the left, and let's get our first real boss fight started. Oh, I say what luck! A delicious-looking human has fallen right into my lap, and he seems a rather pathetic fellow to boot. Verily, I'm done for. Oh, do come quietly now. You need only submit to the searing flames of my world-endingly powerful magic. There's a good fellow. Where did you come from? Rather rude, I must say. Still, the more the merrier. Searing flames for two it is. Very well. And here we go, the Sorcerer. This is usually an enemy that is just a basic enemy in games, but they're not going to be too difficult. So all we're going to do, go to follow orders, and we're going to start with some abilities here. Let's open with a... I don't think we have any good spells we can use. So let's just open with a Dodgy Dance to increase our evasion. That way we'll be able to dodge some attacks. And then we'll just go ahead and muster strength. This boosts the damage of our next attack. So we get sizzled, and then an attack. We do 128 damage every time, and he has a chance of missing. So we're basically just going to be mustering strength. And because we don't have any abilities he's weak to, unfortunately, we're just going to keep going for attacks. There's our 132. He kabuffs himself, which is a little unfortunate, but you can see he's already at orange HP. So one more attack, even with that kabuff, should finish it off. Ooh, no, just barely hangs on. We'll go ahead and do another muster strength then. That kabuff really did save him there. And there we go. That's the Sorcerer defeated. Yes, it is a boss, but it is still pretty simple. Not as easy as the Hood, though. Or the Ood. Such power. I say, are you a hero? Well, even if you are, I regret to inform you that we have Princess Gwaelin without whose guidance. You shall never reach the Dragonlord's castle. So there. Oh. Oh, thou hast my undying thanks, good sir. Thou didst save me behind, and no mistake. The boss did send thee, for he was worried on my account. Curses, and to think I did come here looking to put a smile on his face. Instead, it seemeth I have vexed him no end. I did seek out the depths of this here cave for a reason, see? The boss was most mightily down in the dumps on account of his precious thief's key got nicked. I thought perhaps there might be some treasure down here with which I might cheer him up a bit. Alas, all I found was trouble. Verily I am a dunderhead who doth cause naught but bother. Right, I'd better get back to the lads forthwith. Cheers again, ta-ta! Have those stupid humans gone? Shh, quiet, one of them's still here.
He found us! Quick, run away! If he catches us, he'll sell us to someone, and they'll put us on display in a traveling circus or something horrible like that.
Wait! He beat that horrible monster, didn't he? Maybe he's not all bad. You really helped us out there. That monster was after us, you see. So, thanks. What's your name, by the way?
Tails.
I only asked for your name, not your life story. So, in short, you're on a quest to save the world. And you need to find a way of summoning Lady Rubis so she can help you. Well, we're not supposed to share this sort of thing, but I suppose it won't hurt to tell you just a little bit about her.
What are you doing? In case you've forgotten, that's a human you're talking to. How do you know you can trust him?
Look, I know humans are awful and greedy and can't be trusted in everything. But if this world gets plunged into endless darkness, it's not exactly going to be great for us fairies either.
So, you think we should help him? Just like that?
I do, yes. We need to work together on this one. He can fight monsters, which means he can help us with that other thing.
Oh, the other thing! Gosh, you're a devious little devil, aren't you? I love it!
Lady Rubis isn't here in Alefgard right now. She's visiting another world.
A very far away world that it will be very hard to call her back from.
Our leader came up with an ingenious way of summoning her. But before we could finish getting everything ready, we got attacked by the Dragonlord's stupid lackeys, and she ran off somewhere. That's why we came down here in the first place, to look for her.
There are dwarves living to the east of here that she's had dealings with in the past, you see. We thought they might know something, but there are so many annoying monsters in the way, we're never going to get there ourselves.
And we can't summon Lady Rubis on our own. Only the boss knows how to do it. So if you could go and find her for us, we'd all be happy. Right?
That's right.
Thank you. Come and let us know if you find anything out, won't you? We'll be... well, the dwarves can tell you where to find us, I'm sure.
All right, we'll be off then. See you!
And so, we have our next task after we get the Thief's Key. We'll go ahead and pick up the Choker and the Suit of Zombie Mail. I do believe the Suit of Zombie Mail is also cursed. It definitely is cursed. Saps wears HP with every step they take. Yep, that doesn't sound good. And I think the Choker doesn't really do anything for us. So, I do think we have to manually run back to Robin Hood, so let's just go ahead and start making our way back there, so that way he can give us the Thief's Key. Guess we could try casting Evac. Nope. Serious Power nullifies it, so gotta manually run all the way back. Is this a dungeon where enemies don't respawn? Sometimes, at least in the third game, some of the dungeons, once you defeat the boss at the end... oh, no, enemies spawn. Okay, well, then I'll just go ahead and turn my tactic to fight wisely, and I'll see you guys back at Robin Hood. And here we go, right up to Robin Hood, who should gift us with a Thief's Key. Yeah. Boss, don't hurt me, boss. We were standing right here, and then some fairies did appear, and then we all grew surpassing sleepy. Wait, those must have been the fairies we heard about. The ones what play horrible tricks on people. Such creatures truly exist? Or blimey. Oh, there thou art, Tails. Cheers for helping me made out. Thou art a total legend. And I'm a man of my word. So here, one Thief's Key as I promised. Tails obtained the Thief's Key. Looks like thou art in debt to me, just as thine ancestor was in debt to mine own. Funny how these things happen, eh? But pray do not let that stop thee begging for my help again if ever thou needest it. We're mates now, me and thee. Be lucky, eh? Ta-ta. And so, with that, we now have access to the Thief's Key. which let us get into any red door or chest that we find. However, this was that first checkpoint that I wanted to reach in this episode. And so, we're going to go ahead and wind things down here. In the next episode, we will begin by exploring around all the places we've been to and unlocking all the doors that we can with the Thief's Key. I will see you guys then.